audio. Go ahead and talk real quick.
Me? Oh, hello. Hi.
Cool.
Still
Alright,
here.
cool.
Checking in.
Hello, everybody. I am your host, Dark8a. I don't know why I'm doing this. Hello, I'm Dark8a, your host for today's podcast of the Life Strats, of course. Here with me today, as per usual, is
King. Hello. Hi.
hi. So, it's good to actually be back in it's only been a week, but it's nice to be back because I know that there's actually consistency here, and that's what matters. Okay, leave us alone.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Actually, I'm very proud of King here, who yesterday began his streaming journey.
It was one time, but
You
hopefully
started,
that's true. I did.
so I'll go ahead and leave a link on the YouTubes, of course. I'll go ahead and leave a link to his Twitch channel as well. Which, by the way, if you are not watching live and you're watching this on the YouTube, we do stream this. It's Tuesday, 12 p.m. MST. Come by and say hi. We'll answer some questions as we go, if they're decent in terms of the topic and whatnot. But yeah, let's hop right into it. So, King, it's good that we're actually here and whatnot, but figuring out what to talk about is probably the hardest thing for me to do because I can talk about so many fucking things, so many.
Yeah. I can't.
um, so I've come down with essentially what I want today to be about, and it's in the title of the um, podcast where it's eras of gaming. So, you and I, we've been gamers for practically our entire life since we were able to pick up a controller.
Yeah, essentially.
Um, what? So I want to start off with what style of gaming are you most interested in when it comes down to actual video games, not so much like tabletop RPGs, board games, none of that. Like just video games.
Oh, dude, puzzles and platformers are always my favorite.
Name a few.
Uh, the one that comes to mind as like my favorite kind of what I consider to be a platformer would be it's more of like platform adventure, but it's Shadow of the Colossus is one of my favorite games of all
Mm,
time.
okay.
And one of my favorite, like my second favorite game that I consider like puzzle platformer would be Ico or Eco, the one that's supposed to be before Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, okay. All right. Um, okay. So in terms of style of video games that I'm more interested in, I'd probably have to say RPGs, very adventure type games. So I'm talking Dark Souls, Assassin's Creed, things of that nature. Things where it's just like an open world and you go and you do whatever you want, however you want, and die a lot.
Yeah.
For example, a game that I absolutely love and I've only played once, um, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. The
Oh,
way
I'm
they
playing that right now.
the way they did that game, it was absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
It was a nice change of pace from a very linear game.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm playing it right now. It's been out for like what 2 years already.
2, 3, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And I'm just barely getting to it. Two, I was very proud of myself as to not have anything spoiled during the 2 to 3 years
Dude.
that it's been out. So, but no, my my dad and I have been playing it at the same time together. Um, and we're in about the same place. And every single time I pick up that game, I find something new that I didn't know I could do earlier. Like earlier today, it was either this morning or last night. I found out about shield surfing.
Mm.
I, I had no idea that I could do it until I did it, and now I do it all over the place.
Yeah.
But the way that they built that game, I have to say, is one of the best open world adventure games that I've ever played.
Nice. I also think it's very beautiful, just in general. Um, but no, yeah. Actually, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild came out March 3rd of the year 2017.
Oh wow, so it is like 3 years old.
It came out before Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, it wasn't Breath of the Wild was one of like the Switch flagship games, right?
Yeah.
Like it was supposed to be Mario Maker 2, Mario Odyssey, and um, Breath of the Wild. And then they released Smash Brothers and
Yeah.
Mario Party.
But The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is actually on the Wii. It's an installment in the Wii U. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. I heard that it was originally going to be released for the Wii U, and then they
They announced
released
the
the
console.
Switch. So, yeah, so they're like, we're just gonna wait until the Switch comes out, but we'll make one for the Wii U as well.
And while we're on the topic of Breath of the Wild, did you know there's going to be a Breath of the Wild 2?
Oh, there is. I
Mm-hmm.
wonder how they're gonna do that. I mean, I haven't finished the game, so I don't know the
Um,
ending.
I believe you can get like multiple endings. It just comes down to how you did things on your relationship with Zelda.
Oh, okay.
Um, so one of the things that I question a lot is like Nintendo made Link has made Legend of Zelda games for years now. And the style that they've done it in is very different, you know. Um, do you uh, do you think that companies should continue making money off of remakes? So, for example, before we started the actual podcast, you talked about the Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, the remake of it. They remade it, and it did fairly well, in my opinion. Excuse me. Especially with the upgraded visuals, like it looked nice. So do you? And recently, I've been hearing a bunch of like Resident Evil remakes, the Final Fantasy VII remake. They announced Skate remakes. There's so many remakes going about. I mean, they remade Doom. What other remakes are there? They remastered Dark Souls. That's essentially.
They did. They did remaster. I pulled up a list of a couple like the new, the big ones. So there's Final Fantasy VII, which a lot of people are excited and also not excited about.
Well, do you know why?
I don't.
So the way that Final Fantasy VII remake is going to work is that they released the first portion of the game, right? And that only goes up to a certain part of the game, and that's $60, right? The next installment of the game, like after the continuation of that story, is going to be another $60.
Oh no.
And then there's going to be another part after that. I can't remember how many parts are going to be.
Oh no! Don't do that.
That's what they're doing.
Come on.
But that's because apparently every section of the games that they're going to be releasing will have enough content to be its standalone game.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Um, Resident Evil 2. I on the list it's Resident Evil 2, but I also will put in Resident Evil 3 on there. I haven't played Resident Evil 3. I own it,
I've never
but I
played
haven't
Resident
played
Evil.
it yet. It's the remake for Resident Evil 2 was actually really good in my opinion.
Hmm.
I never played the original, but this one was really good. I understand why they remade it.
Hmm.
In my opinion, if I'm gonna play a game on a new console, one that has like better graphics and all that, I understand why they would make a remake of a game with older graphics.
Hmm.
May put in new voice actors, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I also understand why people didn't like the remake as well for both Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Okay.
But I haven't played 3 yet. I downloaded Resident Evil Resistance, which comes when you buy Resident Evil 3,
Okay.
and it's the like it's a Dead by Daylight style standalone game that kind of just comes with the game. So you're paying $60 for 2 games. It was kind of great.
That's nice.
The next one on the list is Okami. If you've ever played that one.
Have not.
No? Okay, so I played this when it originally came out on the Wii. It has a remake on the PS4, Xbox One, and
Which one,
the
sorry?
Switch. Okami.
Okay.
OKAMI. Sorry.
Hmm.
But it's supposed to be the story of. I always butcher her name. Amaterasu, the like. Yeah, so it's one of the Japanese gods.
Yeah.
She's in like the form of a white wolf, and you just go around and you try and free her from the white wolf because she forgot her memories and all that.
Okay.
If I remember the game properly. Um, the next one on here is Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I've never played this game.
Nope. In terms of remastered, I know that Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, they got revamps.
They did. They did. They did get remastered, and then they made a whole new Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah, which is actually pretty good.
It is. I still haven't played the story though.
Same. I haven't. I started it. I did like 3 to 4 missions, and then I'm like, eh.
I know that. I know that if you play the story, um, you get skins for multiplayer, and there's a lot of them that you unlock as you complete the story. But I haven't unlocked any of them because I haven't touched the story.
Same.
So let's see. The next one on here is my favorite game of all time, Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
So that one, I think they did the remake well because they didn't change anything. It's all the same story.
Yeah.
All the colossi that you fight are all in the same order. The only thing that they changed is they revamped the graphics.
Mm-hmm.
They there's a tweet on here from PlayStation. It says the number of polygons in Colossus on PlayStation 2 was approximately 11,000. The number of polygons in Colossus on PlayStation 4 is approximately 61,000.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so they made it really. I think that they did really well with that remake.
So here's a question now that you bring it up, like the way you said it, like it. The reason why the remake is good is because they didn't change anything, just the graphics. Um. So. Um. Do you think that a remake should be just a remodel of things? Or should a remake be a thing where people can interject story and change things as they wish? For example, the Final Fantasy VII remake, they're adding a whole lot of content. a whole lot of fucking content. And the way that some of the story elements are sort of portrayed are a little bit different from the original. So, is it okay to do that? Or should it just be a remodel of things, sort of make it up to date with the technology we have right now?
I think, and this is just my personal opinion, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that when they make a remake, they can add they can add anything that helps enhance the story, but I believe that they should keep the same story beats
Mm-hmm.
in the original. They shouldn't change anything too much.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, they also shouldn't remaster or like remake a game that doesn't make sense to do with the console or the system that they're remaking it for.
Explain.
So, so for like let's say we'll go with the Shadow of the Colossus remake. They didn't change anything in the story. They didn't add any elements. They just made it look pretty.
Okay.
And that kind of remake is really good because you've got a system like it was for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. You have systems that can run better graphics and systems that are meant to run pretty looking games.
Yeah.
So they made the Shadow of the Colossus pretty. So when you looked at it on a 4K TV with your PlayStation Pro or your Xbox One S, you know, you saw it and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
What, in my opinion, what game companies shouldn't do is what you said they were going to do with Final Fantasy VII.
How they're adding the shit in the games. Like, they're adding a bunch of installments to the game. I forget how many parts are going to be. I think it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, but you know, it makes sense because they're trying to make it look pretty, but they shouldn't have gone the route that they're planning on going, where they're adding more and more uh, stuff to it and still charging for it.
I get that. Yeah, they're doing it episodically.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3 or 4 episodes in total.
yeah,
Not to my liking, if I'm being honest, but so there are people who will enjoy it. So teach their own.
yeah,
But then it begs the question. So remember our English teacher?
yeah,
He plays a game called Final Fantasy 14 online.
yeah. I've heard. I know that, and then two, I've heard that it's supposed to be really good now.
I've been playing it for about a month now. I've been grinding away like hell. Um, and it's really good. I like it. Um, it's subscription based though,
Ah,
sort of like World of Warcraft. So, do you think it's the same in terms of subscription based to what they're doing in terms of the episodic thing? Because essentially you're paying to play the game. However, the subscription is far less for the game that you're buying instead of actually paying a monthly subscription to Final Fantasy, which is like minimum for a month is like $15. What up? Can't hear you.
too bad. Sorry.
So what's up? What were you saying?
Um.
So $15 for the game. So you thought like I had to buy the game.
Yeah.
And then there's all the DLC that comes that you can buy as well, which I own thanks to Goulet. Um, and then there's a subscription after that. And you cannot
Well, okay.
access the game without having a subscription. Like you can't even update it.
Uh, See, I'm not sure. I personally, I try and stay away from subscription-based games or games that like won't let you play unless you have a subscription.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, for the most part, I I think it's okay because the reason why they would do something like, oh, you can't play the game without the subscription is because they can control the servers, so you know that you're not gonna get lagged out of a server.
Yeah.
Whereas like other free to play like MMOs, sometimes you can get lagged out of the server just because the server's too crowded. But with the subscription based servers, you're almost guaranteed to not get kicked out,
Yeah.
uh, unless it's from your own internet connection.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So it's understandable why they do things like that,
Mm-hmm.
but
Is it comparable to what they're doing with the Final Fantasy VII remake?
personally, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they're doing with the Final Fantasy VII remake, because they're not releasing it like DLC. They're trying to release each part as individual standalone games, and but each game will be named, Final Fantasy VII Part whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so they can't really be released as standalone games if they're in separate parts. So
Mm-hmm.
like if they one part where the 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 first part ends right after Aerith dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be one part, and then you get to the second part, and they're talking about when Aerith died, and you're like, but I didn't play that first part because I just bought the second part.
Yeah. So it doesn't.
It would,
It's gonna cause issues.
it will, yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Um. All right. So on the topic of like remasters, remakes, and all of that, um, should companies continue to remake things, or should they, focus on new projects?
I don't know. I feel like it's fine. I feel like it's okay that companies remake games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do feel like if they're remaking games solely for the purpose that they don't have anything else to do, then that becomes a bit of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So if Square Enix is like, hey, we have no more ideas for Final Fantasy games or any other games in general. Let's just remake all of our original Final Fantasy games. I think that's where the problem lies.
Mm-hmm. Ah, I'm trying to think of the company that basically did that. Because I know there was like a company that just like remastered all of their games, like all of them. I don't know. I can't recall. But no, yeah. To an extent, I agree. But like, if you're putting all this creativity and like all of this into like a remake, um, why can't you sort of like put that towards like a new installment of the game? Like, yeah, it's probably going to be similar to what you already had previously, but something new, something fresh, I feel like is always good rather than having like something that you already played. Like, it's nice to sort of reminisce and like feel like that nostalgia and whatnot and see things in a new light. But at the same time, like, I feel like moving forward is a good bit of idea. Like, make more projects um, rather than sort of wasting it on old projects. Like, I don't know. Like, resources are there, put them towards something new. Um, and then we just got a question. What do we think of the Elder Scrolls 6 development?
Yeah, I'm looking that up right now because I have not heard any. I heard they were making it Elder Scrolls 6, and then that was it. Mostly because I'm not paying attention to like gaming news either.
Um, if I'm being honest with you, I've never been a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls franchise. Like, while I am all about fantasy and whatnot, I feel that Final Fantasy sort of fits my my groove a little bit better than Skyrim ever did.
Oh yeah,
Um, I've heard that Elder Scrolls 6 was gonna come out. I heard that it got a lot of shit talk. Not many people were too excited.
yeah,
That's what I heard.
yeah. I don't know. The way I grew up, I played a lot of, you know, Legend of Zelda. I played
Same.
Morrowind. I played Oblivion, 10-year completion. I've beaten the story, like the main story quest for Skyrim, about 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So Elder Scrolls games are really, they're the games that I like a lot more than uh, anything else when it comes to fantasy. Because I've always thought, hey, it's got swords and shields and magic and bows, and I can, walk up and stab somebody in the throat if I really feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Elder Scrolls 6, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to feel about it until it's out or close to being released.
I mean,
Mostly because I did think that Skyrim should have been where they ended the story, because
mhm.
I don't know where they go from here. But they haven't explored every place in Tamriel yet, so I can understand why they'll make another Elder Scrolls.
Well, the thing about Elder Scrolls for me is like there came a point where I couldn't have fun anymore. That I needed to mod it.
Yeah.
Like, the game isn't fun without any mods. So that's why Elder Scrolls
Did you
never
ever
suited my fancy. What's up?
did you ever complete it without mods? Like
Yes,
at least the main story? Yeah.
once.
All right. Yeah. I did find that after the first time of beating the main story and like most of the side quests, it did get a little bit boring without mods. And then they introduced mods to the PlayStation 4, and now I'm having tons of fun with Skyrim again.
No, yeah, and it makes sense. But like, I think the moment you have to add mods to a game that isn't a sandbox, um, like why? For
Yeah, I
example,
get.
like many people can make the argument of like, well, Minecraft is nothing without its mods, and it's true. Minecraft has gotten a lot of fame because of the different mods. Hell, they even included Pokemon.
Yeah, I play that all the time.
So like, why is Minecraft seemingly more popular and a little bit more thriving than Elder Scrolls, for example? Well, that's because the base game of Minecraft is still amazing, in my opinion. Because you can hop onto a survival world and play for years if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I mean there are a bunch of people that just play Minecraft
Mm-hmm.
just to play Minecraft.
I mean,
They'll sorry.
actually, later on today, I don't know what time. I'll announce it. I'm going to be streaming the hardcore survival again.
Hmm.
My goal is to get diamonds, so it's a lot of cave hunting. You know, I'll need people there to keep me company because I'll go insane. I love mining, but
It's
yeah.
so tedious sometimes.
But sometimes I get lucky with diamonds. I remember like an SMP that I had with Dark Lilies and Andy. Um, I found about 120 diamonds within 2 days,
Oh shit. Oh god.
and that was
Wow.
before Fortune.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, Fortune is amazing.
So yeah. But again, the only difference between like Minecraft and Elder Scrolls is that Minecraft is a sandbox, while Elder Scrolls is an RPG type game. So, if you could
I had
turn
a question.
what up?
So I was thinking of a question earlier and now I just forgot it. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. If you remember it, let me know. But currently, we have the question of if you could turn any movie into a video game, worlds and content alike, what would it be? King.
It's that's a hard question to answer because almost every single movie has some sort of video game attached to it now.
Yeah.
Like there's a new Avengers video game that's coming out.
Hmm.
Uh, I think it's just called Avengers.
Yeah.
And what do you call it? Like the first thing that popped into my head was, oh man, I would really love an actual like Lord of the Rings game. And then I remembered they have Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War,
Yeah.
and like those were the Lord of the Rings games. And I was like, ah,
They were
dang,
really
okay,
well made, in my opinion. The storytelling was magnificent.
they were, and it was a really interesting viewpoint for that game.
It really was.
I mean, it had the Assassin's Creed feel to it because when it came out, that was the game that was really popular.
Yeah.
So they made a Lord of the Rings version of it, but it was really well made. The story was really interesting to think about, and
I really
I don't know.
liked it. I played it
They
to completion once. Both games.
I never finished Shadow of War. I probably should re-download it and finish it. But I finished Shadow of Mordor. What was the other one? The other thing that popped into my head. It's a really old movie. I'm sure you know it. I'm sure you know it. I feel like you should know it. But it's The Princess Bride. No. Oh. So the whole movie is the one of the main characters. His name is Wesley, and he's just a farm boy that turned into a pirate that was saving this girl who was going to become like the princess of this kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, it was the weirdest, oldest movie that I I watched. I think for the first time when I was like 8, and I absolutely loved the movie. So I would love to see a game in that world
Okay.
with those characters because it would just be amazing.
Okay. In terms of like movies that I would want turned into games, I don't watch too many movies if I'm being honest with you. Like my life when I first discovered Naruto, my life plunged into anime. Like there was no going back from there. Actually, I discovered Dragon Ball before that, but it was Naruto that really got me into the rabbit hole. Um, but in terms of like a movie,
They have anime movies.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like probably because they did make a movie out of it, but like there's a series and it's called Assassination Classroom. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
I've heard of it.
Um, it's an absolutely amazing anime in my opinion. I actually finished rewatching it the other day.
Oh wow.
Both seasons.
Oh wow.
I started a Funimation trial and then I'm like, done.
Just let's watch everything.
Yep. Ooh, no. No game, no life.
Still have not seen that. It's on Netflix. I still haven't seen it.
So yeah, there's actually a movie. It's called No Game No Life Zero, which is essentially a prequel to the anime. I would love to see a video game in the world of No Game No Life, which is essentially a world where everything is dictated by a game. So essentially, in order to solve everything, you play mini games. That's all it is. And there's no fighting, there's no blood, there's nothing.
Wow. That sounds like the kind of game that I would play all the time.
Actually, the video game one of the video game ideas that I have is a game that was in No Game No Life, which is essentially sentient chess.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did tell me about that.
I love it. I love the concept, and I want to make it work, but I don't know. I just hope I don't run into copyright. But yeah, I feel like that in like a world where everything is dictated by a game, like that sounds like my type of world.
That sounds crazy. I'm trying to remember that question that I had a while back, and now I can't remember it. Probably should stop trying to think about it so I can remember it later.
Was it about remakes and remasters?
I think so, but I
Here's a good question. What style of game do you absolutely hate? Like what genre? More than anything.
oh, shoot. More than anything.
More than anything.
That's good.
Hands down, dude, horror. I fucking hate horror.
Really?
I've never played FNAF.
Why? No?
Nope. It's not that like I hate horror in general because I like the aspects of horror that are in video games, but like, what pisses me off the most is probably jump scares.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Like being surprised out of nowhere, and it being a very unpleasant image to begin with. No, thank you. But like horror itself, I don't mind. Like I've played, like technically Dead by Daylight is what?
I have a love-hate relationship with Dead by Daylight.
Why?
So
You love killing, but you don't like being killed.
No, I have a deathly fear of clowns.
Hmm?
Like, it's irrational,
True.
and I know it's irrational, but I can't stop it. But one of the killers in Dead by Daylight is a clown.
Yeah.
And I hate it. And the first time that I won by myself because all my other allies died, the clown was standing right next to the hatch that was open. And I jumped into the hatch and escaped before he could grab me. And that was the most anxiety I had ever felt while playing the game before. I was playing with my two older brothers, and I was like, nah, I think I'm just going to go to bed now.
You're like, fuck this shit.
I'm like, I turned off the game, and I was like, I think I'm just going to go to bed. and then I just didn't sleep for the rest
Yeah,
of the
like
game.
probably poor choice.
Yeah, yeah. No, my absolute the type of game that I absolutely hate. Well, not hate is a strong word. I just really don't like playing them. Are sports games. I don't like them.
Hmm.
Like Madden and like NFL
Yeah, no.
or like fighting games, like FIFA. Like I understand why people like them. I don't like them.
I
I'm sure
mean,
if I like actually sat
it,
down and played it,
well,
they'd be enjoyable.
yeah, I don't like I absolutely hate horror. Like I will not sit down and play a horror game. I just won't. Never in my life. There
You
are a
should
few
play.
exceptions, but no.
Go play Outlast 2.
Oh gosh. Actually, I started playing Subnautica, and then one of the fucking what are they called? Leviathans. A leviathan
Uh,
attacked me, and it's a jump scare based thing, and I'm like, nope. I put the controller down, and I'm like, nope,
not doing it today.
never doing it. But no, like, sports games are just copy paste of the previous game
Yeah.
with a different roster sometimes, if you're lucky.
You know, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this later, but I really don't like games like Detroit Become Human. I don't like the like movie games
Mm-hmm.
because for me I need more than just making choices and then watching everything happen. Like I
Mm.
need to make the choice and then me personally affect what's happening to it.
You don't like cinematics.
No, no. I don't mind watching other people play it. Like I watched my little brother play Detroit Become Human when it came out.
Mm.
And that was fun. Watching him make the choices was really fun and watching it the outcome. But when I sat down to play it, I think I got through the first chapter and then just stopped playing.
Mm. Well, no. A game that's like that would be Minecraft. Oh, what was the name of it?
Story mode?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah, I don't
enjoy
like
it.
the
If I'm being honest, I expected a lot more out of it.
yeah, like I like the idea of the Telltale games. I
Oh,
just don't like playing them.
makes sense. Hmm. Okay. They're just having at it about jump scares in chat.
Oh,
Telltale has good stories though. Yeah, they have great stories. I just won't play them.
yeah. Personally, I don't like playing them. I get bored, and I don't want to get bored with games like that.
I'd
So
ra-
I want to play it.
I'd rather go and play a game where I'm actively doing something. Like, yes, excuse me, a great story is necessary for me to enjoy a game. Unless it's Minecraft. Minecraft's Minecraft. Um, but like, for example, Dark Souls. It has absolutely rich story. And a lot of it isn't even from cutscenes and whatnot. A lot of it's from item descriptions.
Yeah, it's one of those games that like the lore is everywhere, but you have to look for it.
And it's an absolutely amazing story when you actually look into it. You
Yeah.
know? So, like, it has a great story and it has great gameplay. And I'm looking at a game for gameplay, not so much being told something.
Yeah.
For, for example, one of the things that I dislike about Final Fantasy 14 online is that it's you know when you play an MMORPG and there's like these mundane quests of like, oh, go fetch me this, go fetch me this, go talk to this NPC, go talk to this NPC, go talk to this NPC. It
It's the never thing. Go ask your mom. Go ask your dad. Go ask your mom. Go
Yeah,
ask your dad.
and it's like I hate those missions. And like I'm level 40 and I still have those fucking quests. Like most of my
Yeah,
XP comes from me just like redoing dungeons at this point because I don't want to talk to NPCs anymore.
yeah, yeah. I just the most recent MMO I think I've played, other than Elder Scrolls Online, I just bought Black Desert for the PlayStation,
Mm. You're on a
and
different
that's really
server.
fun.
Shame.
Yeah, I know it sucks, but no, that's really fun. I'm having a lot of fun playing that game. I think my main character is the sorcerer
Hmm.
or the sorceress, but yeah, I'm only like level 13, so I haven't unlocked the entire game yet.
How long have you played?
I bought it, I think, 2 weeks ago, and I played for like 8 hours so far,
Okay. I
but
um
like on and off.
I put like an entire week. Like I bought it before New Year's. Put an entire week into it. Maxed out my first character and then made like 4 different characters and I started doing life skills.
Nice.
I like the grind on Black Desert Online was easier than it has been on Final Fantasy, simply because like BDO like a lot of it is like it's story based, yes, but you just get your XP from grinding. Like you go to a spot and you find a pattern and you just go and go and go and go and go. And then like there's a bunch of like XP buffs that you get later on in terms of like food and things of that nature. Like I've maxed out like basic armor, basic weapons, level, and like my skills and whatnot, and I still don't even have all my skills.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
like I think max
Yeah,
is 60, 70, somewhere on there. I think it was 60. You hit a soft
like
cap.
like 13 with two out of the three characters that I have currently.
Mm.
Because I have a witch, I have a sorcerer, and then I think I have a striker or the like a brawler or something like that.
Okay.
Can't
Yeah, I
remember.
know which one it is. I just don't remember the names. I have a wizard. I have a ninja, and then I have like 2 others.
Anyways, yeah, the games like that. I like grindy games sometimes. So
Mm-hmm.
like last
Monster
night
Hunter
first.
World.
Oh, it is so much fun. I'm a professional, I swear.
You died like 3 times in a row.
Besides the point. Anyways, grindy games. It's taken me a long time to really find out the difference between me and my two older brothers
Mm-hmm.
because I really enjoy grindy games. My
Mm-hmm.
two older brothers do not. I don't. I don't like games like. I mean, I'll play them, but I don't really enjoy playing games like Apex or Warzone or even
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty that much. But one of my older brothers, the one that lives with me, he loves those games.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, those are the games he wants to play. And then my other older brother, who lives in Colorado, he plays more strategy games. Like he plays games on his computer while he's playing games on his PlayStation.
So
While he's
like
got his
Civ.
Switch up and everything. Yeah, he plays Civ. I think one of the games that he's playing right now is Stellaris or something like that. I've never played it, but you know, I like the grind. Grind is fun. Like Borderlands is fun.
I played Borderlands 2 to its completion twice, and then I got bored of it. Like I'm fine with grindy games and whatnot, but like there comes a point where I just want to play a game and to be done with it.
Oh yeah.
Like Dark Souls, it's very linear. Actually, no, it's not linear at all because you can do whatever you want whenever you want. um, and I actually I've done a speed run of Dark Souls. So like
Oh yeah.
yeah, whenever I play Dark Souls, like it's very like, all right, here's the pattern I go. I go down to this boss that I can't even fight. I skip that boss and then like go get a weapon and then go back up to where I was in originally, and then from there go fight the first boss, kill that, and then it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like it's a very speed run. I remember I got up to like Anne Orlando within, what was it, like an hour, I think. And that's because I kept on dying like a fucking moron. But have you ever played Stellaris? I think that's how you pronounce it.
Stellaris.
Stellaris. R-I-S.
No, I never have. They have a port for it on the PS4, but I haven't bought it yet. But one of my older brothers has, and he says it's really good.
I've heard of it. I just. What type of game is it? I'll tell you why I haven't played it, if that's the case. Stellaris. I remembered your question. What's up?
I did remember my question. So, the question I have for you is, how do you feel about the console only or like system only releases of games?
So exclusives?
Yeah, exclusives. So like originally the Halo series was an Xbox only, or they released it on Steam.
Gears of War.
Gears of War on PlayStation. There's God of War, the new God of War, Spider-Man, a couple other.
The Last of Us.
Yeah. How do you feel about games being released only on a certain platform?
I've never seen the point as to why only release it on one console, like on one platform, when because when you diversify, you can bring in a lot more sales. But at the same time, I understand that by releasing it on one console, you're sort of making a dedicated fan base to that.
Yeah.
So that means people are going to buy the console that your game is on solely to play your game.
Yeah.
That, and it makes it far more difficult for you to like get the game illegally.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, I'm not a big fan of it. Cause like, growing up, I had a PlayStation 2. Excuse me. So I got into like God of War, and like I was hardcore into that game. I loved it. And then I got an Xbox, and then I started playing Gears because of my cousin. I really got into it, and then Halo and whatnot. So I grew up with those exclusives. But at the same time, I'm like, wait, the PlayStation exclusives. I want to play those, but I don't want to buy another console.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have that many electrical ports.
I don't have that much money to keep buying consoles.
Yeah, it's like, if it's released
Yeah.
on all platforms, I feel like it'd make life easier for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. That's why I think the first time recently that I actually bought a new console was I bought a Switch Lite so I could play Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was fun with Nintendo. I think it's kind of come to be expected.
Uh-huh.
You know, almost every game that's released on any Nintendo console is exclusive to the Nintendo console.
Yeah.
My other question for you is, how do you feel about the whole new crossplay stuff that's going around now? Like Minecraft now has Windows 10, so they got the Windows 10 edition, so you can play crossplay with every platform.
Yeah.
So do you think that it's a good idea that almost every game should implement it, or every game should implement it?
See, I don't think every game should implement it. Like, I feel that certain games should be like cross-platform with everyone, but there are certain games that should be cross-platform between like Xbox and PlayStation only type of thing. For example, if I'm not mistaken, Black Desert Online, its servers can be cross-platformed to PlayStation and mobile, I think, unless mobile is its own thing. What I think mobile is its own thing. PC can't. Rocket
Yeah.
League can cross-platform all over the place, and that's good. Warzone, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone is cross-platform all over the place.
Yes.
I think that's bad.
Yeah, I had the same thought too for a while.
Um,
Still have the same.
eh, see, okay, so I'll use this as the example. I own an Xbox One. Stop flashing.
Oh,
I own an Xbox One. And obviously a PC. I am far more accurate with this thing than I am with that. My graphics card can't handle Warzone, unfortunately. But if it could, I'd probably be better at the game than I am already. Like, I'm not saying I'm greater and whatnot, but like, I was playing with our old math teacher Aguilar the other day. Um,
yeah.
he got me into the game mode called Plunder. It's a Warzone game, right? Because he only has the free version. And the whole point of it is get money.
Mm.
And there comes a point where you exhaust all the resources that are on the map because you continuously respawn. You know? So a lot of it comes down to you have to kill in order to get your
Right.
money. And almost every game I get about 14 and kills 14 up. And the whole point of the game is to get $1 million. I get that by myself without Aguilar's help. Like, for some reason, my aim is decent, and like, whenever I'm getting shot at, like, I have good reflexes thanks to a person whom I met in high school who attacked me almost every day for my freshman and sophomore year. She's in chat right now. She knows. So like my reflexes are great for games like that and whatnot. But like being on PC would probably give me a very unfair advantage. Give him a second, chat. True LMAO. RTS. Oh.
Sorry about that.
You're chilling. So yeah. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard everything you were saying. Don't worry.
Yeah, no.
And I agree. I think that not that every game should be excluded from the whole cross-platform thing with PC and console. I do think that games like Warzone should be, you've got the PC players and then you have the console players together.
Mm-hmm.
It makes things a little bit easier to deal with. This same thing with the subscription for Final Fantasy. You don't have to worry about console. You don't have to worry about getting lagged out with the servers.
Yeah.
Because
And
PCs.
well, PC and PlayStation both have Final Fantasy 14, and it's sort of like an exclusive thing to PlayStation. I don't think Xbox has it yet. And you can actually cross-platform between the two. And
Oh, cool.
yeah, like because Goulet plays it on PlayStation.
Hmm.
I play it on PC. And I don't know, for games like those, it really comes down to how fast are you with this thing? Because all your skills are based off of I have to press this button and this button. I have to press this button and this button. Oh wait, I have to switch this and then it's terrible. It's just like there's so much going on in a controller. Whereas a keyboard, you have far more buttons to work with.
True.
However, it can be a problem at that point because you have to control your movement, and all your actions with two hands, and you still use your mouse, so things get a little bit intense. So,
Yeah, playing. Sorry.
no, you're fine. So playing with like a controller is easier in those games, and that's surprising to me. Anyways, you were gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, I've played. I play Smite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I play it on the PlayStation
Yeah.
more often than I play it on the computer. And just because of how often I played it on my PlayStation, it's a lot harder for me to transfer those skills that I have on the PlayStation. How fast I am at leveling up the skill that I have, or activating the skill, or
Yeah.
uh, the movements, and not running into walls and standing there because I can't turn my mouse as fast as I can turn my
Mm-hmm.
joysticks. I've noticed that playing on the PlayStation, I have a lot more,
Control.
yeah, a lot more control over my character and my actions. I think it's just because I have been playing that
Yeah.
forever, and I've just got a computer that can run a game for longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, I understand that 100%. Um, like before I had my PC, I was like playing on my laptop and whatnot, and that wasn't so great. So like a lot of my gaming skills were on Xbox. But like now that I'm sort of on PC, I still use my Xbox controller. But I sometimes like for League of Legends, I actually quit playing League of Legends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't need that type of toxicity in my life.
Come to
Um,
Smite. Have milk and cookies.
I might. I'll download it. Isn't that cross platform?
Yes, it is now.
Yeah.
It actually is now. It doesn't tell you, at least when I'm playing on PlayStation, it doesn't tell you if somebody's playing on computer or Xbox.
Mm.
But as far as I know, it does tell you if somebody's playing on PlayStation. Because they put the little PlayStation symbol next to it.
Mm. Okay.
So,
Well, but no, yeah, League of Legends is a strictly keyboard mouse. That's it.
yeah.
Uh, do not fall into the rabbit hole that is League of Legends. Um, I was there for too many years. Not so proud of it. And I put in a lot of money that I shouldn't have.
I will be honest. When I first got my computer, I was like, finally, I can play League because I have friends that play League. And then I started playing League, and I was like, I don't like this anymore. I think I played 2 casual matches, and I was like, no. And I closed the game, and I opened up Smite, and I'm like, I'd rather play it on my computer right now.
What what took you away from League? Like the first two matches, what got you away from it?
Oh, it was so. I did all the tutorials, which got me up to level 3, and I did one
Wait,
of
what?
the. Yeah, I did the tutorials.
And you got up to
Do
level
all
30.
3.
Just I heard 30. I was like, whoa.
No. I got up to level 3 so that it unlocked all of the like PvP games instead of having to do the co-op versus AI.
Mm-hmm.
So I got up to level 3. I did 2 of the casual. I can't remember what the name of it is called, but it's just the regular 5-lane one.
Summoner's Rift.
There you go. I did 2 of those, and I could not do anything. because I just finished the tutorial. I was still learning the keys. I kept pressing the wrong buttons because I wasn't used to it, and I think I had like 5 people tell me to stop playing because I didn't know how to play.
Yeah,
And I was
that
like,
yeah.
that's fair. I'll probably stop playing now. But this was something that I needed to experience. I needed to learn how to do, and I still don't know how to do it, so it's fine.
No, yeah, definitely. League's community has gotten pretty shitty over the years.
That's what
Like, you would think it would stop at some point, but no, it just gets worse. Like, I actually played one match of League last night before you started stream. Actually, I had lost the game as you sent me the message.
Oh wow.
So I legitimately got into the game, and the first thing I did is /mute all.
Wow. There you go. Wish
I
I
was
had done
like,
that.
I'm not having this.
Yeah. The thing I've noticed about PC Smite versus console Smite, I don't have to see the chat on console.
Mm-hmm.
There is no chat. Like they can do pings and then they can do the call outs and all that, and that's it. That's all we see on console. So if somebody's like talking trash about me in the chat, guess what? I can't see it. But there was one time where I had such a bad match. Like I mean I wasn't doing bad, but the match itself was just horrible because one of our guys, one of our team members, one had no idea what he was doing, and two pretended like he knew exactly what he was doing and decided to constantly ping when people were doing something that he didn't like. So I I
That
like
sounds
to
like
run.
League behavior.
I think it was, but I like to run solo lane. Oh no, sorry, mid lane Odin.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my favorite builds, and so that's what I was running. But I guess the guy, because I had queued up for mid lane, the guy also wanted to queue up for mid lane and got put somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was trying to run another mid lane, and he was forcing me out of the lane.
Yeah,
And
sounds like League
I'm not,
behavior.
yeah, I'm not the kind of guy that's like, I'm just gonna sit here and fight him, for it. I think I moved to the solo lane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think I moved to solo lane, and I was there by myself the entire match, and it was fine because the guy that I was up against was actually really good to be up against for me.
Yeah.
It was okay. That match was fine, but I got really upset because he was constantly pinging at me because I wasn't doing what he wanted me to do when he wanted me to do it.
League behavior.
Yeah. So there's supposed to be a mid-match rotate. So the solo and the mid laners are supposed to rotate every once in a while. So solo goes to mid, mid goes to solo, if I'm getting my lanes correct. And it's supposed to be so that the person in mid can fight someone new and not, you know, so the person who was in mid originally doesn't get like shit on in the late games.
Yeah.
So that way, you kind of mix up your strategy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was time for the mid match rotate, he didn't rotate. So I left the solo lane for a good minute and a half, and they took the first tower and took about half of the second tower, and it was because that guy didn't want to leave the mid lane.
You're describing a League player to me. You really are. Like, the more you talk, like, that in League of Legends, you have your 3 lanes and then you have jungle, right?
Yeah.
Top, middle, bottom. Bottom is consisted of an ADC, attack damage carry, and a support.
Yeah.
You have your laning phase, and then after laning phase, people don't give a fuck. Laning phase goes up to the moment one tower is taken down, and then from there you go apply pressure somewhere else.
Right.
There are people who take a tower and they continue and continue and continue. They just don't leave their lane.
Yeah.
And if the game's going horrible, blame the jungle. That's it.
Yeah, we do that too. We have that kind of mentality. We either blame the jungle or we blame the support. But it's
Yeah.
more of like joking, not full on like, oh, it was all your fault. You're the reason why we lost. It was just like, yeah, we just blame the jungle and the support, and the jungle and the support. They're like, yeah, whatever.
No, here we will make it a thing where if you did shitty, we will make you want to uninstall the game.
Wow. I've never had that feeling in Smite. I think it's because part of me thinks it's because Smite isn't. It's got a competitive meta to it. It is an esports game.
Yeah.
Just as much as League of Legends is. But I don't think it's as big of an esports game as League is.
No.
It's more of a casual MOBA.
Makes sense.
I really enjoy. It has its ranked people, and I've never played ranked. I don't play ranked in any of the multiplayer games I have, like Overwatch. I've never played ranked. I think I did it once, and then I was like, nah, this just isn't my type of game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not trying to be an esports competitor or like competitive things like that. So Smite is really, it's very casual.
It's a nice
If you
ground.
lose a match, yeah, if you lose a match, everyone's like, yeah, whatever, just queue up for the next one.
In League, it's expected that if you lose, you have to redeem yourself by winning twice.
Oh wow.
Like, that's the mentality that I've gotten from a lot of people that I've played with. Like, and I had that mentality for a while too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, if I would lose a match, I'd be like, nah, I can't end it here. Like, I'm not gonna end it off in a loss. And like, you fall into this rabbit hole of like, you have to continue going and going and going until you get consecutive wins. And if I lost 2 matches, fuck, I have to win 3 now. Fuck, if I lost 3, I have to win 4 now. Like, it's just a never-ending cycle of bullshit. League, to its core, it's very fun, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But like, the moment you start getting competitive at it, and I'm a very competitive person. Like, I love competition. When you have incompetent people with you and they're not willing to cooperate, and like, not so much cooperate with me, but just cooperate in general with the team, it's like, what's the point? And that's why I sort of got away from the game. Like, I stopped playing for like good months, man. Like, yesterday was my first match in months. And then
Yeah.
here's a nice way to end the podcast. We have a question. What's our opinion on Fortnite?
I don't like it.
Why not?
So I never got into it when it first came out.
Okay.
I feel like if I had gotten into it when it first came out, I'd have a better opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's season 11, season 12 of Fortnite,
Season 2, season 1.
and technically Fortnite 2 has come out now. Technically.
Yeah, season 2.
Yeah, there you go. It has driven me slightly crazy. I play it for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I sit there and I'm like, how far can I really get? But I never picked up all of the skills that people who have been playing since the game launched have. So like, I don't build fast. I don't build at all. I get shot at, I run. That's my mentality. My mentality is not stand there and build a fucking tower and go up to the top of the map and then shoot down because, you know, that's what you do. My mentality is run, sit behind something, and then start shooting. Because, you know, Call of Duty, all those kinds of games have taught me that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't like it. I play it for fun. I play it when there's nothing else to play.
I always have something else to play.
I normally have something else to play, but it's like, I just finished 3 matches in Overwatch. I just finished 7 matches in Smite. I don't really feel like playing Apex or Warzone right now. what else do I have? And then I load up Fortnite, play a match, and then leave. Like,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Um, I guess like my opinion's similar. I think Fortnite is a good game. I do. What pisses me off is aesthetic. Like,
Oh, you don't like the way it looks?
I don't like everything that they're putting in to sort of make it more aesthetical than it already is. Like, the base game isn't enough, so here, have all of these things. Have, like, emotes, have skins, have this, have this, have that, etc.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's just a shit ton of money that you're pouring into the game to fit in.
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
I can play Warzone and unlock all my skins for my guns via challenges that are in the game already. I don't have to pay.
yeah, you pay for like special guns, and there are people who pay for those special guns, but you can still beat the people who pay for the special guns.
Exactly. In Fortnite, you can't.
Oh, yeah. I will be completely honest. There was about a month there where I was playing Fortnite a lot, and I did buy the battle pass because I wanted one of the skins there, and then I never got the skin, and I was like, well, that was a waste of $10, so I stopped playing. But no, yeah, okay. Well, that brings up another question before we like officially.
Go for it,
How
man.
do you feel about these battle passes that are coming in games nowadays? Like Warzone has it, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare has it.
Yeah.
Smite has one. I mean, I don't know. I didn't play League for very long. I'm assuming League will eventually put one in, or already has one in.
League has a game mode called Teamfight Tactics, where it's auto chess. They have a battle pass.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. So, how do you feel about battle passes being implemented into the game, where you have to buy the battle pass to get all these cool cosmetics instead of unlocking challenges?
See, I grew up with I want something unlocked. I have to beat the game this many times. I have to go do this. I have to go do that in order to get the shit that I want. Like I had to work for it. And now I have to pay for it? I'm not a big fan of Battle Pass. I'm really not. But it's a really good way to make money. And I'm a businessman. I view things like a business most of the time. I absolutely hate the concept of it as a gamer, but as a businessman, I would include it in a video game of mine. Why? Because it brings money. Would the gamer inside of me be happy? Absolutely fucking not. But like, I feel that all of these cosmetics get people attached to the game. This battle pass is something that the moment you spend money on it, you have that mentality of like, oh fuck, I have money invested in this game. I need to get my money's worth, which is beat the whole fucking battle pass.
I have never had that mentality. I bought the battle pass for Fortnite. I think it was episode 8. It was like the winter one or something like that. Where one of the skins that I got was a Santa Claus skin. It was like
Jacked Santa Claus.
Yeah, Jack Santa Claus, and then one of the heads that you can get for him is just a llama face, and I absolutely love that skin. But it was in like rank 15 or something of the battle pass, and I never got past that part because one of the skins that I wanted was like the last one, and I never got there. And I
took a lot of dedication.
It did, and I remember I bought the battle pass for Smite when they were having the Ruby update, and I never got the final Ruby skin, the one that I really wanted, which was the classic Ruby for Thanatos, and I never got it. And I was like, I love this game. I put work into this game on my own. I've never needed a reason to play Smite before. And buying that battle pass did not help me at all.
I'm telling.
It was nice to unlock it, but I never wanted it.
See, it's one of those things where like you get that mentality. It's subconscious type thing. Like I bought it. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna work for it. You're gonna put in more hours than you should in a healthy manner.
Yeah.
And like cosmetics are great. Don't get me wrong, because again, I feel like that's what attaches a person to the game. Like once you personalize something, you're like, oh, that's mine. You know, I that represents me because I made it, because I unlocked it, etc., etc., etc. And I absolutely hate that. That's the mentality that
Yeah.
people have. But at the same time, as a businessman, you can bring in so much money from people like that.
And I understand. My little has constantly asked me before, buy me the battle pass for Modern Warfare. I will beat it in like 3 days, and I'm like, I'm not gonna spend money on that.
No, you won't. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't. There was one that I like. I'll bring up Smite again. There was the most recent battle pass that I saw had a skin for Odin.
Mhm.
It was called Dunkfather, and it was a basketball skin for him. So one of the emotes that come with it is dribbbling a basketball. It is really cool, and I really wanted it because Odin is one of my favorite characters in Smite right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't bring myself to actually buying it. I'm like, I'm gonna play the game, but I don't play Smite religiously,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not gonna play it enough to get that skin because that skin was like rank 45 or something
Oh gosh.
on the battle pass. And I was like, I'm not gonna get that far.
I don't
It's just
understand
not
why
gonna happen.
battle passes are 0 to 100. I'm like, why not 0 to 50? Why not like less? Like,
Well, for Smite, it's 0 to 60,
okay. Like
so Smite's a lot more.
I feel like battle passes should be like there needs like I feel like there should be different battle passes, I guess. Like one for the casual players, one for like the moderate players, and one for like the hardcore fucking players.
True. It's like, do you play every day? Yes. No. Do you play for like 12 hours every day? Well, we got the battle pass for you. Rank
Exactly.
1 to 50, and every 25 levels, you get a cool new skin for one of your characters. It's like an exclusive skin.
Yeah. And like I feel like there's a good way to balance that out. I don't think I could bring it in like I could do it myself because like I don't have the concept of how rewarding things should be in a video game when you buy something. Because
But
for example, League of Legends, I've probably put over $150 into that game for probably like 5 skins.
wow, I put I put in about I want to say $60 into Smite to buy all the gods and then buy some gems to purchase a couple skins for gods that I play mostly, and then buy that one battle pass. And that was it.
Yeah, so you've gotten a lot more out of your experience from Smite by paying less, and I've paid more and I've gotten less.
Yeah, I it's a balancing act mostly. I think between you know they have to do it right. I don't think Smite's done it perfect. I don't think Smite's done it right at all. I don't think there's any game out there that has really done something like that correct. But they get pretty close.
We'll see. Well, on that note, um, we've sort of reviewed like eras of classics, and then modernization of it, and then now, what looks to be the future of gaming, which is battle passes. Um, I think we reviewed a good portion for today's
Yeah,
podcast.
quite great.
Um, Again, I'll probably be streaming later on today the Minecraft Hardcore series. And then during the week, you should see another stream where I'm going to start up the Minecraft SMP server that I was talking about. You will see
Oh, cool.
King there.
I will. Yeah, I will be there.
Along with a bunch of other people who hopefully you get to meet and whatnot. So do go ahead and follow our social medias that are going to be down below. After the stream, you're going to see another one pop up, which is a TikTok. We're endorsing Esmeralda, one of Carolina is her name. She's in my Dungeons and Dragons campaign on Sundays, which if you want to go watch, Sundays 7 p.m. MST this week is actually a level 21 shot that I planned for my players. So if you're interested on that, go ahead and check that out. Her TikTok will be down below. It's mainly Dungeons and Dragons content. So if you like Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot, go ahead and follow her. Follow our YouTube. If you want to watch this video again, or if you didn't finish it, obviously the VOD's going to be here on Twitch, but if you want to go watch it on YouTube, it'll be up on Thursday around 6 or 7 p.m. And then I know I said last week there was going to be a video, but things happened. There will be a video this week on Saturday around 6 p.m. That's already planned and scheduled, everything. Go ahead and follow King's socials. They will be down below in the YouTube. And then, if he wants, he can sort of interject them into the stream chat right now.
But I will send you the updated socials.
Cool.
And I have socials connected to my Twitch.
Nice. And then, so yeah, go follow him on Twitch. It's going to be Kingthefirst 22.
It's just the King.
Oh, just the King. Just the King 22.
Yep.
Again, link will be in the bio. Socials to OCDA will be in the bio. I'm trying to be more active, but what do you expect? I've never been consistent in my life.
Yeah, and as for my Twitch, shameless plugs here. I will be trying to stream at least 3 times a week, for an hour or two every week, and it's gonna be. I'm planning Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at 2 p.m. So last night was the first stream just to make sure that my stuff was gonna work.
It did.
And it worked for about almost an hour, and then I lost connection to the stream, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm tired," so I went to bed.
Yeah.
But I'm trying a couple of other things. I'm gonna try and stream it from my. I'm gonna try and do the PlayStation Remote Play and stream that to Twitch. But I noticed I was getting a lot of frame drops, which is why I just did it straight from my PlayStation.
Makes sense.
So, but we're gonna try some other things here, and yeah.
Yeah, so be sure to go and check them out. If you're watching this on the YouTube, click on more content. I mean, there's probably going to be a video somewhere around the screen, probably on top of King's face. Because I'm nice.
Thanks.
Other than that, it was a pleasure hanging out with all of you in Twitch chat. Appreciate all the questions we got. See you all during the week, and for this podcast specifically, we'll see you Tuesday 12:30 p.m. MST, or if you're watching the VOD, Thursday 6 p.m. MST. Yeah, have a good one. Later.
Cool. Later.